Hi, so my name is Jenna, and on Tuesday I got assigned the Do Your Best challenge, or Be the Best Person You Could Be challenge, whatever it's called, and got assigned it at, what time was class? Around noon. And so I didn't start it right away. After class I had other classes and stuff, and I just knew that if I started it right away it would feel very forced, which the assignment in general felt very forced because that's all that was in the back of my mind the entire time I was doing it, but not to be negative. So I started the next day, so I started it Wednesday morning, and so Wednesday morning I worked at 8, and so I woke up at 6:30, so it started when I woke up, and I decided that was a bad idea. But I already started, and I don't have that long to do it. It's due Friday. And so I started it Wednesday morning, and I work 8 to 4. So I work customer service. I work at a hardware store, and that was a bad idea because some customers are awful. But I guess that's the challenge in itself, is trying to still be the best person you could be even when you have to deal with rotten people. And it wasn't too bad. I like my job. I like the people I work with. It's not awful. Just sometimes customers suck. And so I brought my manager. He's 74. He's the best person in the world. I love him to death. I brought him coffee in the morning, which I think that's like a little small task to do, to be nice and thoughtful, because we work at 8 a.m. and that's early to most people. And so I did that, and then throughout the day I worked with actually 2 of my favorite coworkers. We had an order to put away, and I was mainly working the counter. I was the one mainly in the front. And so right now for January, random fact, there's a coupon book that not a lot of people know about, and if I just scan in something, it doesn't pop up as the sale price. It's the original price. And so if they don't catch it, I typically won't do anything unless I know them or they're a regular customer. And so with everybody that came in, whether they were rude or not, I would give them the discount even if they didn't know. Some people were very grateful and thankful, and some people didn't care. And I guess that's just the challenge. So I did that. I got off at 4. Work, I didn't really do anything special other than that. It's kind of hard to do your best or be the best person you could be. I didn't know what to do during work besides just be positive and be happy. And so I did that, and then afterwards I had to work my second job. I work at 5:30 that night. I do childcare at a church. So my sister has a 4-year-old and a 7-month-old, and she's a stay-at-home mom, so she has a really stressful life, and it's very hectic. And I love my nephew. He's the 4-year-old to death. He's my favorite person in the world. And so when I got off at the hardware store, I called my sister and asked her if I could take him to work with me, because I do childcare. Children are there. And so I asked her if I could take him, and she said yes. And it'd give her a little stress reliever, give her a break, maybe put the baby down for a nap, and she could have some alone time or some breathing time, some sort of quiet time. And so I got her, I'm pointing because I'm in Starbucks parking lot. I got her coffee, took it to her, and then that day while I was at work, I changed my battery in my key because the buttons were starting to not work unless I was right next to my car. So I did the same for her garage clicker, changed that for her, and did all of that. And then took my nephew. We stopped and got food on the way to work, and then went to work. It was really nice. I was very positive, nice, everything, tried to be in the best mood I could be, everything like that. But I don't know, not the bad guy, but I can't just be lenient and let the kids run wild, because then I wouldn't be doing my job. And so that was okay. It wasn't awful. It went well. I brought my nephew back I got off at like 8:30, brought him back around 8:45. My coworker is actually one of my really good friends, and so she went with me because we were going to go to dinner after, but he had to go to bed, so I had to take him home. And so I took him home, and then me and Sierra went to Buffalo Wild Wings and ate dinner. This was actually, like, I didn't do anything to go out of my way, like, to be the best person I could be, but, like, to keep a positive attitude, or, like, yeah, positive attitude, positive personality. It was really hard. Sierra knew that I was doing this challenge for the 24 hours, and we got sat next to, or sat very close by, these two children that were god awful. They were very rude, they were very drunk, and it's a Wednesday night, and it's a restaurant. I know technically Buffalo Wild Wings has a bar, but like, they were belligerent. One of them was very drunk. They ate disgustingly, were very messy, were very rude and blunt and loud and just awful. And so their waiter was very annoyed, and he was also our waiter. And so it was hard because our waiter was in a very bad mood, because he had to also deal with that, and I guess they had been there for a while, and you can't technically kick somebody out unless they were like doing something wrong, which I think they were doing something wrong, but I don't work there. So he had to deal with that. He had to deal with a bunch of other tables, and he was just very frustrated. But so I feel like throughout the whole day, because clearly I started it at 6:30 in the morning, I didn't know what to do to be the best person I could be, or do the best challenge, because it felt, because it's an assignment, and so the entire time I'm like, okay, well, this isn't good enough. Well, this isn't good enough. And then at the end of the day, I realized that even the smallest things, like I brought in the trash cans from the curb to in our yard for my parents, and that's something small. Like, there were a lot of small things, like I did the dishes for my mom, like that I just the whole day I didn't think counted, because those are things that I think everybody should do, and it's just helping out and just being a normal person. But I don't know, those things weren't in the back of my mind as like, oh, you're doing this because it's the Do Your Best challenge. And also, I didn't want to feel like, oh, I'm only doing this because I'm assigned it. I wanted it to be more genuine and authentic, and like that it wasn't forced. And so throughout the day, it wasn't bad. I think I could have done more, but I could do this on my own in the future and just challenge myself to do it for 24 hours. But yeah, I think I tried. That's about it.